The Guilford Press, in association with Riverside Digital Productions, presents Managing Suicidal Risk, a Collaborative Approach, 3rd edition, by David A. Jobes, with a foreword by Thomas E. Joyner. Narrated by Booth Daniels. Additional voices: Michael Quinlan, Mary Grace Rumley. Published by the Guilford Press, a division of Guilford Publications, Inc., audiobook copyright 2024, 3rd edition copyright 2023. Publisher's Note: Thank you for purchasing this Guilford Press audiobook. This title has supplemental material which includes the table of contents, figures, appendices, and references, among other resources. To download the PDF, go to the following URL: www.guilford.com/Jobes-audiobook.
Forward. In recent years, there has been a surge in a disquieting tendency in the field of suicide prevention. The tendency in question generally is expressed by statements that take one or sometimes both of the following two forms. 1. I have identified an egregious gap in our field. Fortunately, I am here to fill it. And 2. X is a trivial and insignificant matter, and the field should not expend limited resources on it. On occasion, the first form is actually true, removing its off-putting character. That is, when there really is a gap, and when someone really does have at least a candidate with which to fill it, it can be intriguing and exciting. In fact, I believe David Jobes accomplished exactly this when he introduced the Collaborative Assessment and Management of Suicidality, CAMS, approach. More on this shortly. For now, however, let's stick with the more irritating version of the first kind of claim. The main source of its annoying character is that it is not true. Either there is no gap to begin with, or the suggested solution does not fill it. From time to time, a claim manages to do both. There is no gap to begin with, and even if there were, the suggested solution would not much fill it. Consider, for example, the assertion that suicide is hard to predict. That's true, but it's not breaking news. In fact, I learned of it in graduate school in 1987 when I was assigned a 1983 paper by George Murphy to read. In that paper, Murphy cited a work from the 1970s in which he made a similar point. Murphy, 1972, to be specific, and that paper, in turn, contained a similar citation from the 1950s. Around 15 years ago, machine learning enthusiasts declared that a solution to this prediction problem was imminent. It was, in the sense that such analytics can predict in impressive fashion in some specified data universes. However, when set loose in the wild, see below, these modern data analytics struggle to outperform even techniques that are comparatively ancient, for example, basic multiple regression. Other fields with far easier prediction tasks than our fields and with similar predictive results don't tend to castigate themselves as we do in suicide prevention. To the claim, the stakes are higher, I answer, 1. Tell me about it. Death by suicide runs in my own family. And 2. Are they? Are the stakes higher? The stakes are clearly lower than they are in heart disease, which in the United States kills about 17 times more people than does suicide. Our ability to predict the who, when, how, and so forth of cardiac deaths faces constraints, just as does the prediction of suicide. Or, to take another example that had personal ramifications, predictive models in meteorology are quite sophisticated and are based on fewer varying elements than similar models in suicide prevention. These models predicted a course for Hurricane Ian in 2022 that would have threatened my own home and necessitated changes of plans in case of that eventuality. That prediction was wrong. It didn't even rain in Tallahassee. These and other fields seem to understand the history, philosophy, and progression of science in general better than the suicide prevention field. Some unfortunate non sequiturs have followed, such as, if we can't predict it, we can't explain it, and if we can't predict it, why assess for it? Neither of these rings true, though. Illuminating explanation is readily possible absent prediction. Investigators from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board demonstrate this as they develop detailed explanations for air disasters that no one predicted. And as for
Sample complete. Ready to continue?